Welcome to Russ Reels Live on this Thursday afternoon. I'm so blessed to have you here today, and we have an amazing panel talking visibility and branding. Here we go. Special thank you to our sponsors of Russ Reels Live, Hope 1079, the Hounds of Business Community, and the Alzheimer's Association. For more information on the Alzheimer's Association and how to give to this amazing organization, go to alz.org. And for more information on Hope 107.9 and their amazing music to lift you up, go to hope1079.com. Finally, for the Hounds of Business Community and Mike Ashabraner, go to Mike Ashabraner or the Hounds of Business Community on LinkedIn. Hey everybody, welcome to Russ Reels Live on this Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And wherever you are, whatever time it is, I am so glad that you have joined us today. You know, we're here every week, Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. That's right. Not only does this go live at 4 p.m., but also it sits on the platforms we broadcast on, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook forever. So you go back, you can engage, you can share, you can re-watch, whatever you'd like to do. And then on top of that, it then converts to audio podcasts. You can listen on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. If you don't have time to watch, you can always listen when you're jogging, when you're cooking dinner, when you're getting ready for work, whatever you like to do. My beautiful wife loves to watch or listen to her live streams on the morning when she's getting ready for work, putting on her makeup, getting all ready. That is her time. And so whatever works for you, we have so many different ways for you to engage. And speaking of engaging, I want to make sure today that you start right off the bat engaging today. And the best way you can do that is by sharing this right now. Let everybody know that we're on and tag your friends, because you know what? We all get busy. It's been a long day. There's a lot going on, and people need a reminder. Hey, everybody, guess what? We have this amazing, amazing panel with Charlene and Mike and Kara and CJ. It's going to be great. And so you don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss when we talk about visibility and branding from all of these experts today, because it's going to be so much fun. So make sure and do that today. And I want to tell you that I am so blessed to have you here every week. But in case you miss, you can always go back and rewatch. But one of the easiest ways to do that is to be part of our YouTube community. And it's really simple. If you know the name of this show, Russ Reels Live, all you got to do is put in russreels.live, and guess what? There you are, straight to my YouTube page. In fact, right now, why don't you just click another tab, go up there, type in russreels.live, and subscribe today if you haven't already done that. Would love for you to be part of the community. Our YouTube page is really growing. It's kind of a one-stop shop for all of the live streams, not only Russ Reels Live, but Marketing with Russ, as well as the Experience Live with Russ and Scott and the Experience Local. It's all there for your viewing pleasure. So if you would do that today and become part of that, that would be such a blessing to me. So I just want to thank you again for being here. You know, I love to connect with you. If we are not already connected, if you know my name, you can find out everything about me. RussHedge.com is the place to go. RussHedge.com will take you straight to my website that has all the information about me, about my inspirational speaking, about my marketing coaching, about my live stream producing, all those things. And it also has every way that you get in touch with me, whether via social media, email, phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar. And I would love for you to do that because I would love to have time to chat with you. I just had an amazing conversation just a short while ago with a new friend, and I love to do that. So make sure and go there today and connect with me, and I'd appreciate that. So I just am so thankful for this amazing group. I'm going to get the ball rolling tonight and get things going. And we always go ladies first, but we have three ladies. So I'm just going to pick them as they show up on my screen. And the queen with her tiara, we're going to bring in CJ to start the show tonight. Hey, CJ.
Hey, yeah, I know. I'm owning Queen of Publicity for HOV tonight. That is for sure.
You're looking good. Looking good. So, hey, tell everybody a little bit about, I mean, the one or two people that don't know you, tell everybody about you and what you're up to, CJ.
Sure. So, where do I begin? So, I do social media influencing. I'm a founder of Level Up Academy. I champion for underrepresented voices across the globe. So, I have a podcast in about 120 countries. I think it's going to 125 now in 6 continents. And then I have a radio station. I have also a magazine, physical and online. I have a press release room. I have a TV show and, of course, live stream like Russ does. And that is my daytime job. My nighttime job is I'm a professor full time. I lecture about 6.5 hours a day, every day. And so, and a mom
Wow.
of 2 and a mom of puppies of 3. So, yeah.
I don't know how you lecture all night after doing everything else all day, but you know what? When I grow up, I want to be CJ. So we'll figure that part out later. But I'm going to keep getting everybody in the room here, and we are next going to bring in Kara, who is an amazing friend from here in Oregon. Hey, Kara, how's it going?
Hi, you caught me mid trying to post the live stream on my Facebook account because, of all people, my mom wants to watch.
Oh, there you go. And you got to
Yes,
make sure it's there for mom. I mean, that is
yes.
important.
So,
Yes.
Mom, I will post it as soon as I finish my introduction.
Well, hey, speaking of that, let's do it. Who is
Yeah.
Kara? What are you up to?
Hi, everyone. It's so fun being invited always on your shows. I appreciate you so much, Russ. And it's fun seeing you in person because for those that don't know, Russ and I are both Oregonians and we don't live very far apart. I own K Creative, used to be KC Creative, did some rebranding this year. We are practically a full service social media marketing management company and marketing consulting. We specialize in the hospitality industry, so hotels and restaurants, and we just have so much fun. I am also a mom of 2 and a fur mom of 2. I have a dog and a cat as well. And really active. I have to give a shout out. It is World Diabetes Day today. I'm also the board president for the Oregon Southwest Washington chapter of Breakthrough T1D, which is a nonprofit for those living with type 1 diabetes.
Well, you know what? When you brought that up, what it does to me is immediately gets me to check my blood sugar to make
Yeah.
sure that I was on it before the show started, being a type 1 diabetic myself. And so thank you for that, your support of that. And, Kara and I had a great time just a short time back. I got to speak for an amazing real estate team here in Oregon. And she was there working with the team too, taking video and pictures and all of that. And so it was a blessing that you were there, Kara. Your smile made my talk better.
It was so good to see you.
Yes, thank you. All right. And speaking of seeing people, the next one is my good friend, Charlene Brown, who I've known for so long and is a blessed, amazing friend, but I just finally saw her in 3D in New York City. Hey, Charlene.
What's going on?
Oh my
God,
goodness.
it's exciting.
It was so great to see you. I was so blessed to be there to speak at the Perspectives on Cancer conference, and you living close by to where I was, were able to come in and we were able to have coffee with some friends, and so great to see you. So thank you again for doing that. I felt real blessed that you took your time to do that.
Anytime. First of all, we've been talking way too many times, been on too many lives that I don't just make sure that I can see you, especially you in my city.
There you go. Well, I love that because you make me feel good because when I threw out the idea, you were like, hey, you just tell me where I'll be there. And I was like, that was so awesome. So, all right. Well, listen, tell everybody, who is Charlene? What are you up to?
Well, hello for those who do not know me, and I know it's been a minute. I am Charlene Brown, better known as the Brand Misfit, and I really love supporting my clients who are not sure how to create their websites or what to do with it. That's where I come in. I make sure you have a strategy. I make sure you're using it, not just as a placeholder that gets dusty online, but something that actually represents your brand properly so you can do business efficiently and not be all over the place chasing algorithms. That's what I love to do.
That is so awesome. Well, what I love about this, all of you, my friends who uh, do similar things, but I learned so much from all of you, and I think we learn from each other. We're better together. I felt that way from the beginning. That I love coming together with all these people that do what I do, so I learn more and I grow more, and I can support them because I think as we support each other, help each other, we rise together and we all become better. And I love that. And, community is where it's all at. And I'm telling you, the king of community is Mr. Mike Ashabraner, and he's here with us today. Hey, Mike. Oh, and you muted yourself. There you go. See?
Man, look, this show was going so nice, and then somebody let the professional toddler in. You gotta get a better bouncer, Russ. That's what you need, bro.
You're so great, Mike. Hey, listen, give everybody a little snippet. Who is Mike and what are you up to?
Other than being goofy today, because it's 7 p.m. on Eastern in the East Coast, so y'all looking real fresh today. I'm tired. But yeah, I'm Mike Ashabraner, the proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. Full of heart-centered, high-level professionals, just like Russ and Dr. Leyland, our publicity hub queen. And we just get things done with reciprocity, pushing people up. We don't like the pitch slapping with a P and all that hardcore sales stuff. And we just made this redneck Camelot, and y'all can make it special. And I'll also help people with marketing and sales and all that stuff. But it's centered around social media. It's not the other way around. Put the horse before the cart. So just love helping push people up, living the dream. And hey, happy to be here, Russ, man. You're a good dude. I appreciate the offer.
Well, I am so glad you're here. And, when we're talking visibility and branding, I think the essence of all of that really starts with community. And I think it really starts with building each other up and getting things. And with community, we get more opportunities to do that, to get out there and be visible. And then we need to shape our branding through experts like all of you. So I'm going to jump back to CJ and talk a little bit about, you are the queen of, man, I tell you, all the things you do, live streaming and TV shows and radio shows. I get confused, CJ. You do so much stuff. And author of amazing books. You and I together, international bestsellers. That's, got to throw that out there. But talk a little bit about the importance of visibility.
Super important. Yeah, we're working on a 17th book. I'm working on my 17th book. I'm hoping there's this guy that actually in his lifetime wrote 70 books. So I was like, how can I write 70 books? And so that's the goal on top of everything else. But listen, I have one more child at home. The other one is 20. She's out of the house. So I think before I lose all my dark hair and become all gray hair, I'm going to hit 70 books for sure. But visibility, literally, actually, Russ, when I think about it, when people talk to me and I record myself and I review what I recorded, I'm like, why do I sound impossible? How can I possibly be relatable when I do millions of things all at once? How can I actually make sure that people grasp what I do? Because most people, when they talk to me and they look at my profile, they're like, Dr. Leyland, exactly what do you do? Right? So I'm like, okay, literally, it's only two things. I teach and I put voices that's unheard as a business owner. That's it. The channel that you need to be visible is what I grow, but it's all about streamlining. So if I have this right now, Russ Reels, I can put you in millions of people just like that because I have everything in one house. And so when I do books and publishing, most people need a marketer. Why do you need a marketer? I have everything. I have press release, I have radio, I have everything. So that's what I do, because when you are a business owner, it's really expensive to be everywhere, right? We don't have a budget and thousands of dollars to be everywhere. So how can I help my community be everywhere, but doesn't have to be $20,000? because I myself as a business owner know how hard it is. So that's what I do. I make it affordable for everybody to be there because my mission is to level up the world through education. 4 degrees later, that's what I've learned, right? So visibility is super important because I
Yeah.
get a lot of offers lately to do influencer program because of Instagram, because of YouTube. So it's super important. But I also love my core values with Mike, which is to care about people first before money, right?
Right.
And we love people who gives back and not have drama because God knows I don't have time for it, for real, right? But if you're heart-centered and you're soul-hearted, I'm in. I got you.
Well, and that's why I always go to you, CJ, when I'm thinking about things and I need input on all the things you're doing. I mean, I just sit there and my head spins. I don't know, you and Mike together. Wow. I mean, that is just like more information than I could take sometimes in a good way. And so, I just want to thank you for being such a bright light in all that you do. And you definitely get things out there. And that's why people are drawn to you. And Kara, with visibility, with creative resources and online social media and all the things that are going on, a lot of people just don't understand how to really get out there, be visible in a good way, right?
Yeah, that's kind of why some businesses reach out to us. I think what's really important though is just to stay consistent, whether you are posting one day a week on social media or every single day of the week. Remain consistent with what you do, remain consistent with your authentic voice or your business's voice, and just show your passion and your true self and your vulnerability. And you will continue to be visible as long as you remain putting yourself out there.
Well, yeah, and you do so many things. You're helping people with video and pictures, getting them onto social media. Because I see you many places. Just like I said, just at the talk that I was just giving, you're there helping others do that as well, right? Giving a little hands-on.
Yeah, the most fun part of our job is, I was just actually speaking to a group of middle schoolers today on career day about social media as a career. And they immediately think of content creation and they immediately think of influencer marketing. And I told them, most of the time you'll never see me in front of the camera because I'm behind the scenes and mostly doing the boring stuff. But the best part is going to our clients' businesses or events like what you were at the real estate event, and posting stories in real time, helping them create a FOMO, especially for an event, helping create that real-time visibility for people to see the day in the life, what is currently happening with that business or that event or that organization, and make them want to continue watching more in the future. That's actually, so many people are missing that in real time component. As a third-party marketing agency, I can't be there every single day in the life of our clients. So I highly encourage them to continue posting in their stories when we're not there, to create that visibility so people will continue to want to watch their content. And people are curious, people are nosy. It's like when you drive by someone's house at night and they have the windows open, you're like, I don't know if anybody else is like me, but they love seeing like how everybody has their decor set up or their Christmas tree in the window. But we're curious. We want to see like in people's lives. And the more we can remain visible in the moment and live, like this is the whole point of doing lives, the more visible you're going to get.
Yeah, I think that's so true because when you're in real time, it's really relevant to people right then because it's something that's happening right away. That's why I love these lives. But you need to have some place to send them to stay invisible, like with your website, someplace where you can drive people to with good information, because the fast moving social media is good little snippets of all that you're doing. But what are you really all about? And Charlene, I know that you are the queen of the amazing websites, having helped me with mine. So give everybody a little bit of snippet on how that makes a big difference in what you're doing.
It's such a huge difference because the websites are always the last thought. For whatever reason, we've been taught and trained to think about the websites after you've done everything else. But what I've learned is that's backwards, because as you're giving all of your energy, and a lot of times, unfortunately, it leads to burnout, your website is still the main place that people want to know. Do you even have one? How do I learn more about you? If I did see something on social, what else do you have? Like, by the time they're hungry and they're ready, you have nothing. Or what you have is so outdated because you never even thought about it. So I always walk things through with my clients and say, look, at the end of the day, what is it you want people to know you for? Because we need to work on your long game. So as you're testing things out, and I'm not a fan of social media, only because I feel people are so poured into it first that if everything else is forgotten, unfortunately. And that's part of your digital marketing, not the only part, but it's still a part of it. And I always love using the website as a foundation for your digital marketing, because at that point, when you can start laying the platforms down and build your own platform so you have your own voice. When Twitter and Facebook was going down, everybody started scrambling. So people who had an email list who never used it dusted it off in the middle of the pandemic, and it was like, oh, hey, remember me? Like, this went down, let me talk to you over here. And that's not authentic as a word people wanted to use. That's not keeping real touch with your people. So you want to build a place first, your own platform, your own voice, so you can say, okay, look, no matter what happens everywhere else, you can find me here, you can find me there, but regardless, make sure that you come here, because all my updates are here. You'll find if I found a new platform, maybe there's a new social media you don't know about, you can find it on my website. You can find all my links. You can find all my services. You can find all my offers. And you can also find the journey that will allow you to now have a better understanding of how everything plays out. So that's why I really feel having a strategy behind a website, not just a random website up, not just a random landing page, but having a strategy behind it all allows you to better focus on how to create your content, and of course, how to put it all on the website so you can spotlight yourself and position your business better.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because authenticity, Mike, I'm going to go to you next, because, being authentic and really putting out who you really are, like the redneck connector, you want to be current with the things you're doing. It's nothing like going to, whether it's a social media or whether it is a website, and there's a picture from 1984 of you, and there is information from 1990, and nobody, especially when you say, oh yeah, hey, go to russhedge.com, and it's all outdated, the company I worked for before and all this stuff. I mean, it's like people want to know the real you, the current you. And that is part of, like Kara said, being consistent, and like you're saying, having the strategy and being really thoughtful about what you're doing, but doing it with authenticity, right, Mike?
Yeah, Russ. I mean, I don't disagree with any of them. In fact, I got to go fix my website now. I'm a case of what not to do. All right, so I need to talk to you ladies after this. But it's funny that people now more than ever, I think Charlene, kind of alluded to this. People now more than ever since COVID, and we're talking about grassroots people, even people like me who had nothing but dirt, right? You can't even burn dirt, right? And we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're sick and tired of seeing all the injustice out there and working a crap job and making excuses and, letting life go by and hoping someone else fixes it. So when good people get, riled up and they want to do something about it, then they go to the business world. They're like, hey, I can start a business and make an impact. You know what, though? Unfortunately, most of them won't, Russ. And you know why? Because they don't have a daggum support and resources to get it done. Right. And that's where we step in. Hey, you need all the business tools. You need to get that done. You need these folks, right? They need to teach you the game. You can't win a game. You can't win a football game if you don't know the rules to that game. But what people neglect is them, right? You could have all the best websites, sales scripts, everything else on earth, but if you don't believe in you, how are you going to expect someone else to do it? You're going to do all that work. They're going to get to the sales call and not believe it. And if you don't believe me, all right, and authenticity, I heard all these ladies mention. I had a lady yesterday summed it up well. She said, "Hey, I hired all this lead gen, emails, DMs, etc." I said, "How'd it go?" She said, "It was awful." She said, "I only had a couple people sit with me, and they didn't set an appointment. It didn't work. Like they didn't do business." And I said, "Why do you think that is?" She said, "Because it wasn't me. It wasn't my voice." Daggum straight. So The problem we have, and that's why I like these ladies on the panel, Russ, because they're not saying, hey, bash the square peg in the round hole. Do it like we tell you and don't ask questions. People don't want that anymore. They're tired of that ultra hero stuff. What they want is a guide. They want a Yoda to their Luke Skywalker. They want a Mick to their Rocky, right? And that's the ecosystem that we built. Like, listen, I don't know anything. I didn't know anything either. Right. But I got a Dr. CJ. Well, I got by default, I've got 15 doctor degrees sitting right over there. Right. Like, so I love it. People have, that's what we bring to the table. We bring those folks to the table who are willing to reach down and help you along that journey up that mountain. Right. And so it all starts with you understanding who you are, right? What you want to do in life, and then plug into the tools and things, but don't put the cart before the horse. Don't be putting the tools until you get right with you. Right. And be supported around people in this community that can push you up, right? And believe in you, because it sounds corny, but man, sometimes it's hard, right? And you need to learn how to be vulnerable, but how are you supposed to do that when somebody might take you down over it? So we work on the soft skill aspect. We do a lot of stuff in the hounds with business, but what's in here is going to dictate what happens out here in the business. I'm living proof of that, brother.
Yeah, well, you're doing amazing things, bringing people together. And CJ, I think being part of the Hounds and part of that group and all that you're doing, you are just great at that, just that real touch and bringing people together and doing so many things that lift people up. Talk a little bit about, the things that you're doing currently that are really helping you with your branding and your visibility. Besides all the pink you got everywhere in the crown. I mean, that's,
Oh gosh, I need a pink crown now. You just gave me an idea, Russ. Anyhow, I know I like being goofy. Listen, when you're closer to 50 at my place, I like to just have fun, okay? But what I really love that I do right now is, even though like we're writing anthologies, most of the money that goes to anthologies goes back to our community. For example, Beyond Boundaries, you're in Beyond Boundaries. We have a Madagascar 27 trees now. We have a forest in Madagascar because of our book, because of the people who buy it. The Moving Beyond Boxes, we have a Hondurans now. We have 10 or 13 trees now on there. The third one, Rebel with a Cause, it's for mental health. Like all the money that we get, I'm not a rich person, but I can have those little things that I can give back to my community, right? So what I do is I literally have people who never had their voices heard and seen. They start with me and then they catapult their career outside. And I've seen people that gets out of control, some of them. Once they start connecting with me and having those things, it doesn't have to have money all the time. My Wednesday live stream is free. But I hear you, the complaints on my calendar. I know I'm not open till June of next year, but be patient, because I will tell you what, it will be worth it. Because the people that I surround myself with are the people who actually care for you beyond the money, beyond the accolades, beyond the car, the house, or anything. We see this. If you have passion, we got you. If you have attitude, we curve it a little bit so we can collaborate, right? But we like people with attitude and spunk and happiness, because you don't have to be serious to really have fun with people. But we see right through some people, though. Like Russ, I've known Mike for a long time, for 2 years now, more than anybody in the hounds, really, maybe one or two people, right? And so we bicker with each other like brother and sisters, for real, right? Even nighttime. And his wife sometimes, and I talked to his wife, and one time she told me something before she told Mike. It was hilarious, because his face is like, wait, what? Why'd you tell CJ and not me? It was fun. But I've known you for a while too, and we've gone to each other's events, but we've never really met in person. But I feel like anytime we need someone that's nice and fun and just for people, we think about you, right? But we don't tell you enough. So I'm here to tell you that my people at Level Up Academy loves you, Russ Hedge, for real, right?
Well, and I love you too, and thank you for that. It's amazing to have friends that are so positive and want to have fun. And Kara, I see you out on social media having a ton of fun. Your little videos and all that you do, it's showing that fun side, just like CJ's talking about, right?
You have to show just like the true, real self. And, it even through the flaws. So I don't know if you saw my video the other day, but my team keeps telling me, because I talk to myself when I'm creating content, my team keeps telling me, we need to put a mini mic on you. And so we put a mini mic on. Well, actually, I don't know if I had a mini mic on, but it recorded the audio and we played it. And I was like talking to myself, and I was looking through a window, and I saw this like construction crew outside, and I was talking to them, not realizing at the same time that one of my team members was recording me talking to myself during different moments of creating the content for this client. And so, you know, nothing needs to be so staged. It doesn't need to be highly edited. It's just your raw, real self. And in the past few years, I've really just learned that to throw it, you know, all that highly produced video, there is time and place for it, but people just want to work with real people. They want to work with a company that they know that they can, I hate saying this, but no like and trust. It's for real, right? Like I showed up yesterday, so busy meeting with a client, and realized I still had toothpaste on my shirt. Like, yep, this is me. This is what you're gonna get. It's been one of those days. But and I'm not afraid to just show up like that and be present, because it is who I am. And just being visible in your community and being visible in your whole true self is more rewarding than anything else. And people, because they can relate.
Well, you know, it's one thing I love about live stream video, because you get what it's live. What you get is what you get, right? I love being out there. In fact, the videos and the live streams that people love the most is when you screw up and you make mistakes, because they think, hey, I could do that stuff too. I mean, they're making mistakes, you know? And so I tell you, you know, Charlene, when it comes to really the impact of video, of just being your true self, the first thing you told me about my website is, you know, I was saying, hey, I really need to get through in my website the real me, who I am. You're like, put a video right on the top, just get it out there and show people who you really are, you know, and that has made a world of difference. So I just think video is so important, right?
Absolutely. And again, so many of us are so focused on giving amazing content. And like Kyra was saying, you're giving your authentic and unscripted self all the time to social. But then when it's on your website, you're very poised, you have all your branded photos, like everything is super staged. But that's the great way to experiment. And if you have an amazing video where you're just like, you know, having a talk or having a conversation, or maybe you're going through something and you're explaining a process to a client, why not just put that on your website? And you can, you know, put your little lower thirds on it, but it doesn't have to be super polished. It doesn't have to always be perfect. I feel like your website is such an amazing playing ground for you that you can do whatever you want on there. It's your rules, your sandbox. So why not just have fun with it? But of course, do it in a way that's strategic enough that, you know, when people come, they know what to do. They know what you're looking for them to do. They know if you're trying to guide them to your community, if to join it, if you want them on your email list so you can be more intimate with them in communications, if you want them on your SMS or whatever it could be. Maybe you have a podcast. Whatever that is, it's your time really to structure it the way you want. And then not make it so convoluted where people are like trying to figure out what you're about. Give it to them the way you want. Like, I love thinking of our websites as our restaurants. Social media is our little food trucks. You put out your little samples out there, but you bring them back to the main dish. And how do you go to restaurants? They serve out different dishes. They have like the different platters. They have a structure, but they have fun with their structure. They design it. They lay out the food on the plates the different ways, depending on what you want, what you're looking for. So why not treat your website as that? Put your content on there so people keep coming back for more.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, because I think really people are starved for that, Mike. They're starved for something just coming to them dadgum straight, right? Just authentic.
Yeah, man. It's you know, I love I hate to even speak. They're so daggum good, and I come up here and I'm like, man, I got fever brain and everything. But I'll tell you what, I even took notes so I didn't mess it up. Look at this. I can't even read them. That's how bad I write. But yeah, you know, here's the deal. everybody's telling us how to be, and they have been. And this old transactional kind of, fit into the mold stuff, man. People don't like that anymore. It doesn't work, right? We want to see the toothpaste stain, right? We know that your life isn't perfect all the time. That's why I got off certain social media for 10 years ago, right? Nobody had a clogged toilet but me, blah, 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 right? And so nobody's buying it. They don't buy it in life, and daggum sure ain't buying it in business. So here's what I've learned. I want to piggyback off of what Kara and Charlene said. They expect us to say we're great, right? When we invest in advertising, I'm not saying it's wrong. They expect us to say we're great, put the best foot forward. Look at me, look at me. You know what they don't expect, Russ? You already know the answer to this. They don't expect hundreds and thousands of super pros to run around and say we're great, man. That you can't buy that at the corner store, right? You can't manufacture that. That's earned. That's the difference between publicity and advertisement, right? Advertisement you pay for. Publicity is, hey, if the news crew shows up at your doorstep, man, that's good or bad. You have no control. You better hope you did good, right? And so that's what I'm about. I'm just saying, hey, stop believing it. I'll give you a real quick one so y'all know what I'm talking about. Had a dear friend and client of mine a couple months ago. She said, hey, Mike, I think I know I need to be more extroverted. To which I said, without even thinking, what well-intentioned extroverted something told you to be extroverted? And as soon as I said that, you should have saw the relief over her face, right? Hey, and I went through this whole thing. I'm Julius Caesar, blah, 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 Mr. Redneck, right? Blah, blah, move rooms. I said, but you're quiet. You're intentional, right? You don't speak much. I said, if you walk up and say one thing, you blow me off stage. You're a tsunami. So stop trying to be a fireball and be the best daggum tsunami. It's like teaching a dog to bark and a cat to meow. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. So inauthenticity, when you think, well, my marketing doesn't work or this doesn't work, that's because you're trying to be something you ain't. And so here's my advice. Go work on that first. What do I want? Define success in life on your terms. Man, all this other stuff that these ladies help you with will be so much better. And that's what I help people with. I'm like the dog whisperer. I'm like, hey, what's really going on in here? Because look, this ain't a costume. This took courage before confidence. I had to have courage to look like a donkey and hope it worked. But you know what? This is me. This is the same guy at the grocery store, $1 million financial deal. It doesn't matter, right? But I had to have the courage, and all of this had to be right before all of this started to work. So that's, if you're out there thinking you suck, you don't suck, right? You just don't know the rules. You don't know this stuff. Be supported around people who can help you figure that out. That's my calling card. Get this happy, rest of it fall in.
Be the real you. That's what people really want to see. And I couldn't agree more, Mike. So we're going to go our last round here. Want to hear your gold nuggets of today's conversation, and then let everybody know how they get in touch with you. And CJ, we're starting with you.
Golden nugget: be yourself, and don't be afraid to collaborate. Right? People always think of you're in the same industry, it's a competition. Actually, it isn't, because you do differently. Your environment, how you do it, you grew up differently, your purpose is different. Even though it looks the same, it's not. So I'd say collaborate. That's how I grew 141,000% in 8 months in YouTube, right? From 36 to 20,000 in 6 months, because of collaboration. So I believe in it because I've seen it. It's not a theory, okay, guys? It's real. Now, how to get a hold of me? Just Google Constance Leyland. I'm sure you'll find me in there.
Yes, you definitely will, for sure. And you're pretty much everywhere. So thanks so much, CJ, for being here. And Kara, you're up next.
This is a great question because it's a golden nugget that I've been giving just to everyone in general. I gave it to the middle schoolers today at the presentation. But honestly, it is just to be kind. Be kind in relationships. Be kind in the work that you do. Be kind in your business relationships. Because when I'm hoping that's part of who you are as an individual, but it reflects on the kind of human being that you are and the people that you're going to attract, and to build your business, to get those referrals, to build that visibility, to build that personal brand. So my big thing for the rest of this year is to just be kind and let it speak for itself in the matter of your visibility, because people will talk about you behind your back. And if you're kind, it will all be good talk. And yeah, right. It's a good lesson for my kids too. So how to get a hold of me? I hang out on a lot of platforms, like most of them. LinkedIn is a great spot. I think it's Alicia. Instagram, you can find me at KC Creative LLC.
All right. Thank you so much. And by the way, everybody, all this information is clickable in the comments, in the show notes. So make sure and go there today and check that out. Connect with all these amazing people. Charlene, you're up next.
Well, of course, my nugget is to make sure that you are structuring your content like the best meals and courses you have ever put together, because you want it to be enticing. You want people to love it and love what you're putting out and have a reason to come back to you. Stop creating websites that just sit there and die online. We're tired of it. No more cyber junk. And of course, you can find me on my website, brooklyn.customdesigns.com, and here on LinkedIn. And I have a podcast that is being relaunched. I have a new one, of course, for my community, the Misfit Squad. It's my private podcast. It's called Brand Your Legacy. And I also have Brand Your Legacy, the Clubhouse Years. That is a public podcast that you can find on Spotify, on Apple and Amazon and a couple of other places. And yeah.
That's so awesome. So great. All right. Well, you know what? So much great information already, but we still have Mr. Mike Ashabraner to wrap it all up. Mike, take it away. Oh, and we got to hear you, Mike. You're
Mute.
It's Kara. She did that, okay. She rubbed off on me. All right. So I got to get my website. I'm not even going to put it out there. I'm embarrassed now. Okay. So 2 things. I just got 2 quick things. Number 1, there's 1,000 excuses and even legit reasons why you shouldn't write that book, why you shouldn't dare to go to that class or start that business. Hey, you know what? Here's the real challenge. Give me 1 reason why you could. That's it. But well, you want to sit there for an hour and scratch your head? Ask yourself that one. All right. So get real with yourself. All that stuff you're trying to hold in and stopping you from things. Listen, hey, what stands in the way becomes the way. Take it on full throttle, look it in the eye, because you have an impact to make in this world. And all the stuff that's going on out there, people can solve it. School teachers are making things happen. They're not waiting for folks to take charge, and they're making it happen. We're supporting people who are killing, absolutely doing great things with cancer survival rates. These are just regular people out here trying to make things happen, and dadgummit, they're doing it, and we're not doing it alone. So that's where I come in. Hey, no strays out there. If you're trying to do this, it's hard enough. Don't make it harder. All right. Be supported around heart-centered, high-level professionals that have your back, who want to see you succeed. And we're not the hounds of kumbaya, guys. We're the hounds of business. All right. We get things done. We make money, but we don't make money for money's sake. We do it in the right way. We do it together. And then we take that money and we go do greater things with it. That's the real means to the end right there. And the last thing, put the who before the what. A lot of folks get paralyzed when they go start a business or start their marketing plan and all these things. Listen, put the who before the what. Who can help me with this? Who is an expert in that? Who can introduce me and open doors to something else? Right? You don't believe me? That's why CJ's here. Listen, if I would have DM'd and pitch slapped CJ, she would have pepper sprayed me over Zoom. But I didn't. I went out there and loved on people who introduced me to people who introduced me to CJ, and look what happened, guys. So I'm telling you, man, it's not silly. Get in, be supported, make things happen. All right. And you can find me. You can send me a carrier pigeon. Yep. No website. Carrier pigeon. I do have a website, but I'm embarrassed by it. It's I don't care. Mike, it's redneckfinancialcoach.com. But the best place to find me and the hounds is on YouTube or LinkedIn. So connect with me on LinkedIn and YouTube, and it's got a group call. All right. If you want to learn more about the hounds and be entertained as well as educated, that's the place to go. You hear the real unfiltered version of my story. It's worth it. So all I want is people to have courage for confidence, be unstuck. And if we're not a good fit, we'll walk you somewhere that is. All right. Go make that life worth living and stop making excuses.
That is so awesome, Mike. Thank you so much. Hey, that was pretty cool. You made the hearts come out of your hands, CJ. That was awesome. There she goes. Listen, it's such amazing to have you. What?
I have to pull a rabbit out of my hat now that she's trying to upstage.
Yeah, there you go. You guys are such a blessing. You know what? I'm so amazed with how blessed I am with friends like you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing value with everybody. And I'm telling you, everybody that's here, we're here every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for this amazing kind of information with the panels like this with my amazing friends. You do not want to miss it. Remember, you can connect with me on YouTube at russreels.live, russreels.live. And I'm telling you, I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to say goodbye with everybody on the screen today. And I think we are, at least, as long as I can do it. Until we see you next Thursday. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day and a great week. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.